to show you a range of different techniques for painting foregrounds. We're going to start by a foreground around a lake scene or a loch. So I'm going into some raw sienna, using my sky and texture brush, just doing that look, and then we just sweep it round like that, front like that. Then we'll have a little bit of green, bit of sap green, back to the chisel edge, and we'll just go along here, look. Bit of Payne's grey. We'll just get the round brush and we'll just twitch that up like that for a bit of land area, and then we'll use a bit of burnt sienna. We'll just add a bit of colour using the side of the brush, just add a bit of variety there. We'll come to the 3/4 flat. I'll just edge this a bit more with a bit of burnt sienna. All I'm doing is touching the paper. I'll have a rock there. Payne's grey and burnt sienna, a few rocks there. I'll have a rock there on the top there. One there like that, a couple down there. And then we'll just move the paint with the Wonder knife. Very simple techniques. My job's to make it easy for you. All I'm doing is what you do every morning when you have your toast. Just moving the paint around. Take the bottom off like that. And then we need it to dry it now. I'm just going to use a bit of Payne's grey and a bit of risen crimson to add a bit more depth in those rocks like that. It's these little techniques that make all the difference. And then you never guess what I'm going to do next. I'm going to do my favourite, and it's so simple. Just put a few broken fence posts down there. Very simple, but it makes a difference. And that's it finished. I painted a simple woodland and river scene, and I'm going to show you the colours I use to paint bluebells. I'm using a bit of ultramarine or cobalt blue, and I'm just going to wash it down there like that. A simple wash. Where I've left the area is white. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my angled brush, and I want a little bit more depth of colour with a little bit of white acrylic paint. And I'm going to just stipple a bit more blue. Sometimes add a little bit of crimson, alizarin crimson to the mix. Just put a bit more blue here and there. And I might refine it with a little rigger brush and do a little dot dash, just to put a bit more brighter blue in certain places. I love bluebells. They really give life to a woodland scene. And that's the woodland scene done. I'm going to show you some techniques now for painting some snow-covered mountains and foreground. I've mixed a bit of alizarin crimson with a bit of cobalt blue, and I'm just going to gently touch on the mountain areas like that, look. To brush it up using the side of the brush like that. Notice the brush strokes are following the structure of the mountain. I'm dipping the brush in water and using the side of the brush. I'm just twisting, flicking it down like that, look, to get a broken image on the mountain side. Doing the same for the land here. I'm just flicking bits up like that, not a lot. And then I'm going to the small rigger with a bit of Payne's grey mixed into the mix. And I'm just going to do a dot dash, put a few darker bits in like that, following the structure of the mountain. When you're painting snow, less is more. If you overdo it, I'll show you a little tip. When you're painting, you want to be relaxed. You don't have to worry. You learn more things from making mistakes. And some of them you can use in other areas. I file them away and I use them, which I'll show you later on in fact. So I'm just going down there, look, dot dash, dot dash. Don't want to overdo it, but I'll show you what you do if you do overdo it. I'm just giving more definition to this bit of land here. Just edging the land. Just using a bit of Payne's grey. Just a little bit up there, dot dash up there like that. Bit at the bottom. Bit of darker, dot dash, dot dash. Bit of land coming down here. Nearly forgot about that bit. Now, here's another useful little tip for you. When I did this water here, I can get sparkle by using the side of a brush, just going across the piece of the paper. But if I also use a white oil pastel, look, I can go across there, and that's another way of getting sparkle. I can either put it on after I put the water on, or I can put it on first and then paint over the top. So there's a snow-capped mountain with a bit of foreground land. Again, simple, bit of practice, you'll soon be doing them and putting them in your local exhibition. I'm going to show you a very simple technique now, using your knuckle to add texture to your grass. What I'm going to do, look, is put the grass in. I'm using a raw sienna wash, look. Bit of green. Soften the green with a bit of raw sienna. Use the side of the brush, look. Just sweep across like that. Add a bit of Payne's grey to the green. Again, use the side of it. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to use my knuckle. And I'm going to play a bit of pat, look. Let's see, it might be too wet, we'll have to time it. No, that's a bit too wet. So we'll leave it a while, and then we'll go again. Let's go again. That's better. I'm getting a bit of texture on there now, look. So easy. Now you learn these techniques by making a mistake. You touch it when you don't want to, and you get an effect. So there's a bit of texture on the grass simply by patting with the knuckle. I'm going to show you another simple technique now for getting texture on grass. This is an autumn scene. So a bit of raw sienna. Just go across there again lightly. Bit of burnt sienna. Bit of Payne's grey and burnt sienna. Now I need to let that dry a little bit before I put the masking tape on, because I can see it's too wet. Right, I'll let it dry a little bit. Let's test it. If I put a bit of masking tape over there, look, and I press it down, it lifts the paint off and you get a bit of texture on your grass. But the timing's important. I've obviously done it when it's been a little bit too wet. There we are. That's another simple way of creating texture on the grass. But the timing when you apply the masking tape is very important. It mustn't be too wet. Well, that brings us to the end of the programme. Join me next time when I show you many more of my top tips.
now available to buy. Try these techniques at home whenever you wish. The extended DVD of today's workshop and the book that accompanies this series are now available from the Painting and Drawing channel. For further information and to order your copy, go to www.paintingdrawingchannel.com.